Abdullah. Jersey number 3, Private First Class Joshua Barica. Number 4, Madslan Gampong. Jersey number 13, Chris Cian Silang. Jersey number 14, Corporal Jaidal Abdul Majid. And number 17, John Daniel Diwa. With the starting libero, jersey number 10, Corporal John Kenneth by King. With our head coach, Sergeant Melvin Carolino. Let's now welcome the starters from the Ateneo Fujibar Blue Eagles. Let's start off with jersey number 4, Jet Li Gopio. Number 5, Kennedy Batas. Jersey number 8, Emil Pasino Jr. Number 14, Emmanuel Go. Jersey number 18, Gian Matthew Salarzon. And number 22, Charles David Absing. With the starting libero, number 13, their team captain, Lance Andre De Castro. And their head coach, Timothy Santo Tomas. Match number 12 of the preliminaries. Good luck to both teams.
Just about ready to put the ball in play. Our first referee, the man in the perch up there, is Herbert Matematico. Wow, he must be numerically inclined. And Jetronil Paredes is the second referee. He's the man downstairs. And the starting lineups have been introduced, and there they are on your screens. ATENEO Fujibar starting with, I think, some more or less familiar names.
Yes, and they're going with their lineup, actually, with what they fielded in Santa Rosa, against Santa Rosa. And let's see if they have addressed those tendency to commit errors.
And we are underway with your main game here in the schedule today on this Saturday. And the first pass is now handled well by the Ateneo side. Here's a quick, and it is scored upon quickly by the Army.
And Diwa opens the game up. He had a good outing in their first ever match in the tournament. And let's see if he will provide the numbers again for this match.
Liberato. Batas. It is rejected at the net.
Good read by the blockers of Army. Set was a little too high for Kennedy. And
well, you know, in the game, no, you're trying to establish your blocking, establish your rhythm. So both sides doing that well. Batas, I see. Let's see if he adjusts this time. He did. Iniba niya direksyon. And mishandled by the Army. 4 touches.
But one thing I would like to commend with this Army is they fixed their rotation, because the last time I covered them, they were still using an older rotation where after the setter, it's the middle and the open. But now after the setter, it's the open. So it provides a lot of options for them in the passing department, because the old rotation where it's SMO or setter, middle, then open, it's prone to be there are times where the setter is parang naiipit in certain rotations.
And congested inside. Yes. Ano, huh? In the meantime, Ateneo gets its second point. And it's third. It belongs to Army nonetheless. Ateneo thought they had that point, and it is going to go to Army.
It's too strong. But that's not too penetrated into the net, or Salarzon rather.
Markado din si Batas dito sa game ito. Definitely so. Tight at the net. There's the push. Adjusted. Well done. Crafty move. Android. He has a nice nickname. Android. Number 3, Joshua Barica is going to serve for all of us. The Army is ahead by 2. Loaded. It is out.
Just a little out, but it was a good target. It was a nice trajectory. Joshua Barica, one of the well-known jump servers.
Is that
even
the
during his
best target you can? There are others, but is that one of the best?
Yeah, Zone 1 is definitely a good target, especially for jump serves. Because it's pag na-receive kasi siya, it's coming from a blind spot for the setter.
That is a good observation, a good learning point. In the meantime, they're unable to lift it up. Watch this.
Kenny Batas going for a cross-body attack, avoiding the blockers.
It's close and tight here in the first set, 4-3. The set, double block, but it is out.
And that's what Mads Gampong is well known. The amount of heat he brings into every attack.
Mahirap din yung set ni Silang na yun, on the floating up. Ateneo offensive. Oh, nakuha. It's elevated. Safety device. Emergency move. The set. Off the blockers and out of reach.
Kenny Batas getting quite lucky with that attempt. Ball was a little short for the first pass. So the set was a little too wide, but just hitting it from a high vantage point makes it work.
Ateneo serving with Batas. Long. You've known the Ateneo team for the longest time. Your assessment of this young team moving forward?
Yeah, they're very young, and sometimes when it's yung talagang pitpitan yung laban, they look for a veteran player, but they don't have that. Sometimes it's a big effect when there's someone talagang
somebody that you can rely on for points, stability, leadership. In the meantime, Ateneo keeps it close at 5-6.
Camille Pasino with the pipe, a little offset, but he was able to use the block.
Yun yung na-observe ko sa Santa Rosa kanina. They don't try, the young teams don't try that from the pipe attempt that much.
Not yet.
Cannonball released.
Mads Gampong proving that he is
deadly, ano?
a good recruit for the Army. He's currently 2 for 3, 66% efficiency.
Alam mo, nung araw, nung wala pa yung mga leagues na ito, the place to go to for a volleyball career was
to go
the
to
military.
The military.
Is it long or is it in? It's in.
And Salarson joins the fray with his first kill.
Just inside. And all set to serve for Ateneo is Jet Li. Gopyo. It's also nice as we hit I'll talk about this when Jay Pareja and the former Ateneo volleyball player, providing so many valuable insights and learnings that we're picking up in this game. Ateneo gets a break at the net and comes within a point.
Good decision in the part of Go not to force the issue because the ball, the first pass was way going over the net.
Saka panggulat yun eh, yung on-2. In the meantime, the Army offensive looks long. Yes, it is. Let's await the official decision. They give it to Army though.
But there's a net touch violation. They're calling a net touch violation.
And this is where, well, this is not part of the challenges, yung net, if we ever have the challenge. But
hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Someday.
17-15 tally here. Ooh, long, gigil. Pasinho with gigil.
Yeah, but also a net touch violation to be called on Silang.
So Ateneo gets a break there.
Yeah. So Army still with a 1-point lead.
Alam mo, yung unit of the Army on the floor, a little more composed. They're relaxed here.
And I think it's because of the rotation.
Also, that could have gone out, but that's hard to tell. In the meantime, the set by Go. That is blocked. Army by 2.
Army now outblocking Ateneo by my numbers 3-0.
Ateneo wants a timeout.
Ibigay sa yung bola, bakit yung set mo sobrang taas mo? Nalulunod yung spikers mo eh. Diba? Sinabi ko naman sa'yo, pwede mong itaas, pero hindi naman sobra. OA yun. Ha? OA yun. Kaya mo naman iba to ng maayos eh. Diba? Okay. So, dulo. Dalawa ulit eh. Sayang, sabi sa inyo, nasasayang yung mga nasasayang yung mga balik sa atin ng bola na magagaan eh. Hindi lang natin ako convert. Kailangan sense of urgency. Pag bumalik sa atin yung bola, kailangan ma-convert natin.
Wala ko patience. Yes eh. Come on, cover tayo.
Hoy,
18-16, we have a very entertaining and action-filled first set so far. Close and tight. The Go set. The toss. Neatly done.
Pasinho perfectly disguising that attack.
Hindi palakasan, hindi talaga ang volleyball. Kailangan talaga crafty ka din. Pasinho is one of the top scorers of the tournament. Number 4, in fact, 3 players from Ateneo are in the top 10. Pasinho, Batas, and Salarzon. Salarzon keeps it in play. He gets it, tries to spike it over. Army attacks, it's long, but there's a check ball. I think they're saying that the libero touched it last. That's De Castro.
Abdul Majid also providing decent numbers for Army. He's 3 out of 5, so it's a good 60% efficiency.
Parica. The set. Salarzon rejected, but it is whipped against the block. It's outside, and Ateneo stays within 1 point. Watch this. Tatlong blocker.
And that's his 5th point out of 7 attempts with no errors. So really nice numbers for Salarzon here in this first set.
Taas ng efficiency niya, no?
Yeah.
The meantime, cannonball knocked in cleanly.
And over on the other side, Gampong answers with his 4th out of 8. So 50%.
As if the previous game against Navy had not ended yet.
Yeah. And I think 8 attacks lang siya nung sa Navy, but now he's already halfway.
First set pa lang.
Yeah.
Counter by Ateneo. It's out of reach. Now this is the test of character part of the set when it's close like this. 2019. This is more the mental part of volleyball than skills, really.
But the skills will play a factor if he can put in the serve because
Yeah, of course.
he already did
Of course.
two errors, and that's his third.
It's not working for him, huh?
Yeah.
But from a coaching standpoint, you're not going to stop him.
Yeah.
You just keep going.
Yeah.
So some changes being made by the Army now. Gustong-gusto ko ang disiplina ng volleyball sa pagsaba, no? Mahigpit pa kaysa sa immigration talaga yan, bago ka makapasok. They just want to be clear
Yeah.
in the... Kasi 1:1 ang substitution eh. This serve, in play. The set by Go. Salarzon. Kamusta siya numbers-wise? 4?
That's his 6 out of 8.
6. Sabi ko na nga ba, dalawa yung kulang ko eh. And he's keeping Ateneo in
That's
business.
75%.
No?
Laki nun.
Pasado.
And no errors. Plus bombing from the service line.
This is a cannonball as well. Big shot coming from Gampong again.
So
He's
it's
like a storm, you know
Yeah.
it's coming.
Yeah, when Salarzon puts one in hard, Gampong answers back. So it's a Gampong Salarzon show right now here in the first set.
Sino unang pipikit, ano ha? 22-20 is the count.
Just the perfect set for Pasino. How the ball was pushed all the way into the antenna because he's a lefty, providing him with lots of vision mid-air.
Parang it's a coach's dream, ano, when you find a lefty. Yeah, meron na akong pang
But
left
yet
side.
lefties are usually put on the opposite.
Yeah.
But Pasino is playing as an open because he has commendable passing efficiency.
Oh, that's a good point. Parang hirap pa rin bantayan ng kaliwete kasi hindi mo alam kung...
Yes.
Somebody did something. It's going to go to Ateneo. Yes.
Labide unfortunately swipes the ball into the antenna.
Let's try to sneak in.
Start natin sa one good receive ulit. One good receive, pag binigay. Ngayon, sabi ko nga, pagka masama, diskarte tayo. Patamayin mo lang sa kamay ng blocker. Okay, hanapin mo yung weakest side ng blocker mo. Okay? Yun lang, go lang tayo. Side out.
One good receive.
Go lang.
Nakakatuwa, no? The word side out is actually from a different time of volleyball where you could only score when you were serving. And can you imagine how long the games would be kung ganun pa rin? But it's a call to, let's get the serve. Let's get the serve more than anything else. And there's somebody new for Ateneo. It's Crisostomo who is going to be serving.
He's the service specialist for Ateneo. Does his job.
Gampong. Reverse set. Ooh, tough corner. It is out. It is in. It is in. It is declared in. Army wants it to be out, but the line judge says it's in.
Well, we got to give a lot of credit to Crisostomo in that rally. His serve put Army off system, and it was his dig from that back row attack from Gampong which made it possible for Go to set up Batas.
So, Lynn Crisostomo is still there.
And once again, putting Army off system.
Oh, yeah, very clearly so. Alanganin. Pasino had to adjust in the air. They go the other direction from the middle. Kept alive and afloat. Pipe attack off in Ateneo blocker.
So interesting na if pag pumalo si Salarzon, automatic si
Parang
Gampong yung bibigyan ni Easy
anything
lang.
you can do, I can do better,
Yeah.
no? It's making this match extremely interesting. Abdullah will be serving. It's on the ground. Pasino makes the connection. And Ateneo arrives at set point ahead.
Yun na nga, with lefties. So much angle they can generate from the left side.
You know, you can sense from the body language of Army, they're still smarting from that call they didn't get
Yeah.
earlier. Now they need probably this time out to settle down also.
na to. Atake tayo ng maayos, ha? Atake tayo ng maayos. Receive pa rin, ha? Receive pa rin. First ball. Ayusin natin yung first ball. Atake tayo ng maayos. Patamaan nyo nga sa kamay. Ha? Patamaan nyo sa kamay. Pag tumama sa kamay, ano na yan, eh? Tapo na yan. Pag tumapon sa labas, hindi na makaka-recover yan. Atake tayo ng maayos, ha? Receive ulit. Okay? Tibay tayo, tibay. Walang bibitaw. Kapit! Army! Katingo!
It comes down to basics again, huh? Especially at this crucial stage for Army. Go with the serve. The set. Ooh, nicely done. Pumapalasan ng players itong Army, no?
They're ensuring that na laging there's a 3-man front line for them. Because the opposite, Abdul Majid, if I'm not mistaken, doesn't do much back row attacks. So they want to field in a full 3-man front line who can attack pa rin.
Tied at 24, first to lead by 2 as always. It'll go to Ateneo. Check ball. Mind game happening right now. In the meantime, here's the serve. Amil Pasino. Regalo? No, not quite. On the reverse. 25 apiece.
Just when they needed the most, Diwa providing some point from the middle. He was a little silent throughout the match, but all 3 blocks for Army so far is from him. So even if he's not putting in the numbers with the offense, he's steady for defense.
Jump serve. Steady hands. On the line. Well inside. Salazon makes another connection.
That's his 7th out of 10. No errors.
Yeah.
70%. Really, really high even for the international level. So let's expect Mads Gampong to answer back.
Parang yung setter. Oh, Mads, kita mo yun? Mads, kita mo?
Right on cue.
Alam mo, kahit alam ng Ateneo na si Gampong ang titira, no? Just so creative also. Yeah. Use the block. And we are at 26 all.
That's his 8th out of 13. And immaculate also, no errors. Really, really impressed.
Oh, Salarzon. That's out.
An unfortunate time to commit his first attack error.
And Army obtains the set point. Let's try to sneak in.
Sintayin nyo yung bolang may set sa inyo nang mapapalo nyo na maganda. Okay? Hindi naman kailangan lahat ng ibabagay sa inyo, papatayin nyo na malakas eh. Di ba? You have to play smart. Patience tayo. Okay? Kasi sasabi sa inyo, hindi pwedeng nagkamali na ng set, mamaliin nyo pa yung ginagawa niyo. Di ba? Sabi sa inyo, adjust. Kaya naman natin depensahan eh. Okay? So, isang magandang receive tayo. Okay? Convert tayo.
Ayos eh. Kapit. Isa lang.
Let's keep in mind as you watch these two teams, they're both winless in 3 starts so far, craving really for a win. Not that many games in this tournament. What you want to have is at least a win or 2. Give you a chance possibly for the 4th spot. Let's see how the math plays out. In the meantime, the attack in play. Set by Go. In play and out.
Coach Timmy Santo Tomas fielding in Abay Llenos in place of Kennedy Batas, which I think is a good call.
Hindi kumukunek yung serve ni Batas no?
3 errors already in this set that serves, and Llenos is a very consistent jump server.
That's a unique and difficult position to be in. On the bench, and then you come into certain cases. That's why players keep warming up constantly, even during timeouts. Let's see.
Even if it went over, it's still gonna be an error because he stepped on the line.
I thought that was the call that was going to be made. Batas will return.
That's 5 service errors compared to 1.
That could be the difference when the set is over. Abdul Majid all set to serve. Cleanly done. And Batas knocking it in. I'm warning you now, AJ, I did a 42-40 men's volleyball in the early years of the Spikers turf. I forget who played, but I remember the score. Nice dig. Army counters. De Castro keeps it in play, and off the block, Ateneo gets another set point.
What a timing for Gopio to get his first kill. Middles of Ateneo silent all throughout the first set. But Gopio might just have been the spark plug for them to get this.
Opposites and the opens who have been prolific so far. In the meantime, for the set. Hindi bibitaw yung Army.
But I was already clenching my fist because if that ball didn't touch the net, that would have been like a hammer straight down.
Oh, naman. Diretso no?
No blockers.
Wala.
No blockers.
Tabla ulit. Goes set. Army handles it. The counter through the blockers. And Army with another new version of a set point.
And Barica, that's just his second point. He was also silent all throughout just his 4th attempt, but made it count.
Gampong's serve in play. 30 all.
And this is what's expected from teams that are looking for their first win.
I think that answered my question earlier.
Fighting for their dear life in this tournament.
Long. Ateneo with another set point. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you ordered takeout and it has not arrived yet, no problem, no worries. This could take a while.
That's Gampong's first error.
Oh, nga.
Oh my God.
Army keeping it in play. Excellent digging by both sides. And look at this. Ateneo Fajibar, Blue Eagles take the first with the enormous score of 32-30. And a moment of jubilation, why not, with the way it was played out. We will be back with your second set after this.
nagsimula ito nung elementary ako. Nanonood lang ako sa TV ng UAAP. Tapos yun, parang curious ako. Parang gusto kong i-try, gusto kong mag-train. Kaya, and then yun, parang nagustuhan ko siya. So, tinuloy-tuloy ko na.
My brother tried out for a volleyball team in my previous school when he was in grade 6. And then I was grade 5 during that time. And then syempre, inggitera tayo sa mga kapatid natin. I also tried out for the volleyball team. Fortunately, I got in, tapos siya din. High school, I was recruited to one of the NCAA schools. And then Kuya Borgie saw my potential, I think. And then, when I was in grade 9, he contacted me na. And then he said na parang if I want to play for Ateneo, nakano na po sa utak ko na I'm gonna play for Ateneo and Ateneo is gonna be my school.
We're just stepping out of a set that could have gone either way. 32-30 was the final count. The Ateneo Fujibar Blue Eagles taking that elongated, extended set. And we had some great highlights from that first set, actually.
As expected, both teams gonna bring it their all in this match, and Army look a little bit more composed in this match or in this first set compared to their previous outings. But when it comes to the total efficiency, it's for the Ateneo side, it's mostly because of the wings, Batas, Larzon, and Pasino doing a lot of the damage for Ateneo and still looking for some output from the middle, save for that one from Gopio. On the other side, for Army, it's a Mads Gampong show. 17 out of the 28 total attempts for the attack was given to Mads. And he was providing big numbers, almost 50%, but the total team percentage is 46% compared to 44% so the Ateneo. So they still had an edge a little bit.
Yeah. So
It's just that much needed reinforcement from the other players.
to use a term from your other profession, is your prescription now for Army to variate and
Yes.
mix it up a
Yes,
little and
because-
find other sources of production?
Yes, definitely, especially from the middles. Abdullah was barely there in the match. Diwa had blocks, but points from the offense would be very much welcome also.
Silang with the first serve of our second set. And Batas, who had his problems with his serve in the first, scores the first point for Fujibar. Glad you could join us. We have Sev Sarmenta here together with AJ Pareja, Ayana Perlas, completing your broadcast team here today at the Paco Arena for your Spikers Turf second game.
Baricas spikes it straight into the net.
Now, look at Army. They're looking at each other. Parang, okay, where are we not clicking here? Big serve. Within reach, but just out of space that time. De Castro had the first ball difficulty, actually. Anyway, Army scores its first point, and it's a 2-1 second set. Barica serve. Kept in play. Salarzon. Excellent set that time by the libero of Army.
Yeah, Abdul Majid, this is the guy that they should get going because he had decent percentage in the first set. 3 out of 5 attempts, 60%, but it was mostly early on.
Yung bang libero has to be like the second setter.
Yes, pag yung setter yung nakakuha nung first ball, automatic it's the libero who should take the second ball because I think this conventional or old school style is yung opposite yung magsiset because he's the one in the right side. But he's also an option to attack. So why not use the libero who is not an attack option to do the setting duties?
That's into the net. Historically, we have the libero now as old as 22 years old in the volleyball game. Part of the auspicious changes in the game about 20 years ago when the scoring system changed, the color of the ball changed. And the libero became part of volleyball. In the meantime, overpass. Otherwise known as
Regalo.
whenever I hear boys and girls, Christmas gift early on. 4-3 tally.
Yeah, and may I just add about the libero, if some of our viewers or fans get to see the NCAA of USA, they'll be surprised.
They can serve.
Liberos actually serve also.
First time I saw that, something's wrong.
Yeah, they have their own rules there.
And a double whammy. Gopio combining with Salarzon to put up that fudgy bar wall there.
Finally, a block point coming from Ateneo.
Silang with a tight set, recycles. And miscalculation on the side of Army. They've fallen behind by 3 as of the moment.
A little too low on the contact for Gampong.
Oo nga, sa ilalim kinuha eh.
Yeah, and the ball was a little wide. And he was early on his timing.
Absin unable to get it into play. 4 against 6 now. As the Army obtains the serve. John Diwa will be doing that for Army Katinko. Good read. Nung araw, ang tawag dyan, sumisigaw yung mga players. Good eye, good eye. You were not yet born, AJ.
Yeah. Hindi ko na inabot yung term
Yeah.
Finally gets one in.
Oh. Ah!
But,
pero ganda ng counter ng Army doon. Malutong.
And Abdullah is now in the match. Like in the first set.
Patong na patong. Abdul Majid. Back row.
Yeah, an illegal attack.
Kung minsan nakakalimutan ng player yan. O nung team. At saka yan, no? Lumagpas eh. Anyway, Ateneo by 1 point. Goes set, Salarzon. Back row work, Pasino is there. And the whip. Jet Gopio brings Ateneo to the 8-point mark, which signals our first technical timeout.
That's why he was so hesitant to join volleyball as a kid. In his 6th grade, he loved watching the UAAP, and he did mention that it was his father who pushed him to try the sport out. He started as a high school varsity player in Haji Omar Sani Tambut High School, and now he gets to live his lifelong dream. Back to you guys.
Thank you for that interesting report. Alam mo talaga, when you're a kid, pag una ka tinamaan yan, it's a
core memory.
I was about to say mind-boggling experience, but you're right. Hindi mo nararamdaman yung sting nung, you don't never forget that. But yeah, you get used to it actually. 9-6 tally. Glad you could be with us wherever you're catching us here today. We've got Gian Salarzon who has played a good game so far. Very hot first set for him. On to attempt, not quite. Silang resets. Back row digging by Ateneo has been hot here today and steady.
Jet Ligopio with back-to-back points. Ito yung sinasabi kong sorely missed from the first set, yung production from the middle, and now they're making up for it. And you can see Gampong struggling in his attempts.
If you just joined us, the first set went extended, got to be extended at 32-30, a win by the blue side of the floor. In the meantime, Silang sets this up. Blocked! The confidence of Ateneo, as far as their blocking is concerned, has soared several notches here.
Yeah, and Gampong with his 9-point breakout in the first set is now a marked man, definitely, for Army. Talagang basa na siya ng Ateneo ngayon.
Actually, without players mentioning it, tinginan lang, alam na eh. Naku, problema. Pasino capitalizing on that awkward pass. It was not, and I think this is what Army needs now. They have to regroup.
And the quality of the first ball is quite problematic for Army right now. They're passing heavy jump serves from Ateneo, but they're passing it really low. So
Now making it such a difficult second ball to work with, no? That is long. But you'll take that.
Yes, definitely.
Because you were hitting a zone.
Yes, and he was there for like 4 service attempts. So that's like, those are the errors na I don't mind.
More than kota na yan.
Yeah.
Okay na yan. It's like good vitamins. Puntik ng bawin-bawi, ano ha? Why not? Why not go to this man who has also been hot for Ateneo? 13-7 tally here.
He scored 8 out of 16 attempts with just 1 error in the last set. So roughly on the 40s, which is a decent percentage.
You know, Silang has been doing a good job of distributing. Di lang makakonect eh. Ateneo's defense has just been airtight so far here in the second.
So far, Gampong is still pointless here in second set.
Pinupuntahan naman siya ni Silang. Ano ha? 7-point lead by Ateneo Fujibar Blue Eagles. Let's listen in.
Pakita nyo, magtrabaho kayo na maayos. Eh kung ganyan ipapakita nyo ng ginagawa nyo sa loob, tama ba yun? Ha? Tayo umaatake, tayo na-iskuran. Galaw tayo, trabaho tayo.
Go, pag kumuha ng bola.
Pag tayo, pag may pumapalo kasamahan natin, coverage tayo. Okay?
Go, go, go. Push tayo, push tayo. Arme! Go!
I think that timeout was self-explanatory. We need not expound on that. It just underscores the situation Army Katinko is in right now.
Jet Ligopio coming alive here in the second set.
More numbers, I suppose.
2-4-2 when he was up front and serving up an ace now that he's in the back.
Suddenly, Ateneo's offense has been laid out a little, spread out more evenly here. Hindi lang isang tao ang gumagawa actually. The rare error of the set. And usually, setters know when it happens.
Yeah. And it's more pronounced in beach volleyball, I tell you.
Really, Ako naman, nanonotice ko sa referees, pag hindi setter, mas mahigpit ang tawag nila. Diba? Pagka yung toss, tinaas ni Pasino, humihingi ng tawag ang Army, hindi binigyan. It's in the air anew. The set, free ball. Naku, taas. Muntik nang tumama sa taas. The quick, too high. Too high, hindi natusok, hindi na ibaon.
It was way too wide from the net for Absin. Nakaharap na siya sa net masyado.
Saka yung pitik niya, hindi solid yung wrist connection eh.
Yeah, the ball is not in front of him anymore.
Ah.
He's getting it from his back. So there's no way he can put power in it.
Late na eh.
Yeah.
Alangan na, late pa. Back row strike. Through the blockers. Neatly done. Now Barica's coming to life here.
It's interesting. Gampong and Salarzon are still pointless here in the second set. Kung
On
sila yung
tingin mo, on purpose, not necessarily.
or ano lang talaga sila. Bouncing off each other.
On the part of Gampong, medyo nabantayan, di ba?
Yeah. And probably kay Salarzon din.
Pasinyo. Saka hindi rin umikot yung rotation masyado eh, no? Samantala, Ateneo reaches the second technical timeout ahead at 16-10.
Defending champion team. I'm claiming it.
Okay. Last men's volleyball I did was the last SEA Games. I was chatting with our coach, Coach Alonso Noren, and we were discussing the changes that have happened in Southeast Asia. Cambodia has played so well. In the meantime, back to the present, we have this hit that finds its mark, rather. Diwa gets involved in the offense.
Finally, a good pass coming from Army, enabling them to set up Diwa in the middle.
Army comes within 5. Go with the set. Goes to, oh boy, that is a sharp connection.
Amil, 4 out of 5 in this set, 80%. Amil Pasinio.
Parang the sky suddenly cleared, no?
Yeah, and the middle blocker was way off.
That is inside. That is inside. It's a 7-point lead.
Service ace number 2 for Team Ateneo.
Kita-kita mo yung change in air here is a sample. Take us through this.
Yeah, he tossed it high enough, and when he was in mid-air, yung bow and arrow position was picture perfect. And of course, as a left-handed hitter, his strongest scores would be going for zone 5.
Silang setting this up, and this is called outside. The last 3 points have been all Ateneo.
Pasinio is still serving. So yeah, so usually if you're right-handed, you do your jump serve a little bit off to the right, but since he is a lefty, he's doing it a little bit off left from the middle.
Malakas. Parang he felt pag-alis ng bola sa kanya.
Yeah, and tsaka hindi full yung follow-through niya.
Parang kinabig ng konti.
Like he went for the zone 6, the middle part. But if he had put more follow-through towards zone 5, then it would have been
He may have
sharper.
changed his mind in mid-flight. Service error.
That one had too much ano naman, cut from the wrist.
And Barica has given Ateneo an 8-point lead. And if you were you were not with us in the first set, Ateneo took that first set 32-30. Net touch yata. I think Gopio. Or is it Antena?
Net touch violation.
Net. Nagkaroon ng traffic jam sa net. 7-point lead. Serving for Army, John Diva. Tight and close. Diva got to it. Excellent libero work. Excellent hitting from the outside. Ateneo 21, Army 13.
Ateneo just firing from all cylinders, mostly from Batas and Pasino. Salarson yet to join back in the fray, but it's okay for them. They have an 8-point lead.
And they're getting the breaks of the game as well.
Service ace number 3. That zone 5 position target is working wonders for Ateneo. Most of their aces are going in that area.
This is a stark contrast to the way they looked in that game against Santa Rosa, really.
Very night and day.
There are days like that. We all know that. That one, long.
Yeah. But I'll take that. I'll take that. It was in the right target, the right location, right enough power.
Ateneo makes his second appearance in this game. So does Rojas, who saw brief action in the first set. Ray Ateneo will be serving. Army currently down by 8. The set out of reach.
Jetly Gopio, 3 for 3 here in set number 2. So far, leading scorer next to Pasino.
If you're named Jet Li, I guess. And he has provided alternative points to the top 3 of Ateneo among the scorers. One-handed set. And look at this, Ateneo has arrived at set point.
And it's a attack violation to be called on Ateneo on that he was a back row hitter.
I thought so too. In the meantime, 10-point lead for Ateneo Fujibar Blue Eagles.
One good receive. Set play. Pag binigay sa spiker, patamahin sa kamay.
Let's go tayo, let's go.
Okay, laban lang tayo.
May nananalo pa dyan sa 24.
Tapangan natin. Ilaban na natin to.
Putulin mo
Kating ko.
Putulin mo tuhod dyan.
Patrick John Rojas with some wry, trying to inject some humor into that timeout. But it has happened.
It has.
It has. Rarely, but it has. But let's see. Ateneo serving for the set. Gian Salarzon. Yung back row digging ng Ateneo has been solid.
Yes.
Kept in play, regalo, hindi pinilit. Touch passing at the net, becomes a set. That is blocked. That is blocked. Pasino clearly blocked there. Nowhere to go.
So Team Army Katinko saves 1 set point. They still have a 9-point hill to climb.
Here's Gambong, who has been awfully quiet here in the second. And that'll do it. After barely scoring a win in the opening set, that 32-30, which was really a protracted struggle there, Ateneo with a 10-point edge in the second set, 25-15, and they lead the set count 2 sets to love.
Mas na-expose talaga ako sa badminton nung high school. Sumasali ako ng mga tournaments, pumupunta ako sa ibang lugar. Sa volleyball naman, naglaro din ako. Ayun, naglaro ako ng intramurals, ng unit meet, hanggang sa nag-IVRAA, pero walang proper training. Nagkaroon ako ng proper training doon na sa college ko. Sa University of San Jose Recoletos, nag-tryout po ako doon. Ayun, doon ako nag-focus sa receive at saka sa depensa kung saan ako makakapasok sa team. Sa Kaluyan sa Ginoo, nakuha ako. Nakapasok ako sa regular. Ayun, tas nakapag-aral, nakapagtapos. Ayun, tas nandito na ako sa Philippine Army ngayon.
Interesting tidbits from our players, and this is the set count so far. Ateneo Fajibar Blue Eagles taking the first two sets. The first one, yes, that's a score, 32-30, and taking the second, 25-15. Not the usual providers of points for Army, when Ateneo's defense became a little more solid and tighter in the second.
Yeah, well, it all started off with those services from Ateneo. They're having a good service day right now with those jump serves coming from Salarzon, from Pasino, even Gopio providing some damage with his floaters. And although they had 4 service errors, they had 3 service aces, so that makes up for that. For those errors. Although on the Army side, they had 3 service errors, no service aces, and their attack efficiency is almost 0%. They did some couple of points, but also the errors offset those attack points for Army. So overall, their efficiency is close to 0. Whereas Ateneo, out of 21 attacks, they had out of 21 attempts, they had 13 attacks and a couple of errors. So it's in the high 40s. Their percentage compared to 0 for Army. So that's basically the story in the second set. Army did not have any firepower. Gampong was silent all throughout.
0 ba?
Yeah. 5 attempts, no conversions, 1 error, so he's in the negative.
Kulang ng bola. hindi ko alam.
Yeah.
Ganun. Although they did try, no? But hindi rin umikot ang rotation nila. So let's see how now with the way the game has gone, and both teams winless, and Ateneo seems determined to score its first win. Let's see if Army can dig in deep, and it's more than the volleyball skills here. They'll have to will themselves into the game here.
Yeah, and the pride. They're the veterans, and they're up against a young squad.
They kept, kanina naalala ko nung tayo sa kabila, nakikipagsabayan kami sa mga bata, di ba? Para namang ang tanda naman itong mga... Anyway, welcome to the third set. Well done. Well, that's an auspicious start.
Yeah. And this is they fielded in the veterans right now. Labide, Taneo, Rojas, Torres, and Gampong is being put in the opposite position, if I'm not mistaken. So they're putting less pressure on him from the passing department. So his duty right now is just to attack and bring in the pain.
Taneo serve in play. Gampong makes it a set. Joust at the net. A bit of a battle there. Not quite. From the back. Too long.
Set was low. Rojas didn't expect that. So it was a mistimed attack.
It should be 1-1, actually. It isn't yet on the scoreboard here in the venue. Anyway, your scoreboard is correct, and Army takes a 2-1 lead here in the third.
Jailo Labide with a cross-body attack from the right side. And just gotta give a shout out to this guy. He's 4 years ahead of me, and he's still playing as if he's in his 20s here in the Spikers turf.
You're not that old. And now, Gampong seals the door and makes it a 3-1 third set. Watch this.
And Gampong is also a solid opposite player. I think he was opposite when they upset Air Force in the previous PNVF tournament.
Ateneo's on the line, down the line attacks have been Very
Yeah.
cleanly done. Ha? Alam mo, nung warm-up pa lang, we were kidding them para hindi tayo tamaan. Pwede ba? Puro cross-court na lang. And they, of course, did not listen to us.
That zone 5 line area, even their services are working well.
We have the count at 3-2 here in the third. And that is outside. Ateneo ties it up.
Yeah, once again, they were targeting that seam between Rojas and Uy in zone 5. So they're probably gonna target that area once more.
Uy keeps it in play off the serve of Absin, and Ateneo this time unable to keep it in play from the back row. As early as now, kita mo yung most likely constant starting six ng Ateneo.
Yes.
Ano?
And if I'm not mistaken, not one of them has had UAAP experience
Which now
yet.
is the reality for probably not only Ateneo and probably some other teams as well. Boy, that was hard. 2 years na, almost 3, nawala.
So I think this goes back to Ayana's report na hindi pa sanay sa crowd.
Well, yeah, to be fair, not to be fair, no?
Because no one has any big dome experience yet.
Ateneo doesn't get a call here. They'll try to complain.
They're saying that the ball already
had crossed. Gusto na umuwi na Ateneo, no? Push off the adjustment in the on the flight. Good scramble by Army to keep it in play. Uy keeps it afloat, and it's on the line. Army gets a 2-point lead.
And Rojas joins the tally. So ito yung mga veteran moves. Mga players na kapanahunan ko.
Batas with, you know, I'm still looking for the right English translation for giggle. It doesn't, wala pa and all these years.
Over-eager.
Oh, sige, pwede. Sige.
But it doesn't ring the same.
It's like the word sayang, di ba? Sabi nila, di ba, sayang is tough luck. No, not really. 7-5 count here. Gian Salarzon is all set to serve. Army with a lead of 2. Uy. Well done. Yan, ngumingiti na yung Army. They're feeling a lot better now. They have a 3-point lead as we hit the first technical timeout of your third set. And as smile and a report. Yeah, here is Ayana Perlas.
Yes, I'm ready. Army seems to be struggling in the first 2 sets rather, and I might have an answer for that. Head coach Melvin Carolino noticed one thing about the boys, and it seems that when there are crucial points or when there are crucial games, masyado silang gigil, which does not do them justice. And alam naman natin kung gaano ka-crucial ang game na ito for both teams. Now, it can also be noticed that Patrick John Rojas has been playing less in today's game. He is one of the top scorers starters for that team, and that is because his left shoulder has been in pain recently, so he was advised to play less. But now we can see that he is open and willing to help his teammates get back in today's game. Back to you guys.
So volleyball player, yung mga manageable injuries.
Yeah.
Okay yan, bukas na rin yan.
But
But you're right about the shoulder. Huh? He's, what am I doing? You're the doctor here. I'm sure you can see that better than I do.
Sabi ko nga, pahiran niya na lang ng katingin ko muna.
Nasabi mo nga yan kanina, di ba? In the meantime, Army builds a 3-point lead.
Ken Balwalwa from the middle introducing himself in this match.
Parang nagbago ang laro ng Army when the vets came in, ano?
Yeah, and very much better distribution. Everybody in the fray.
Quick. Absin.
And I think that's his first point of the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Zero tempo yun, ano ha?
Yeah. Finally getting a clean kill from the middle for Absin.
Now the game, you just have to play at a faster pace, and I think we're learning as we continue to play internationally.
Yeah. And I remember Mark Espejo saying that in a post-game interview, like when they saw the VNL here, the men's division VNL, how fast everything is. Like there's barely any high ball set. They wanted to emulate that in Signal, but they're still working on it.
It takes time, eh? No?
It takes time. It takes time.
But that is the way to play nowadays,
Yes. Yes, definitely.
High up. And in, Batas.
You'll rarely see that kind of height of the set international.
And nowadays, yung ganyan, lobo-lobo.
Yeah.
And just to make you feel a little younger also, we used to call that conventional.
Yeah, conventional.
In the meantime, messed up serve that time coming from Pasino.
So si Pasino naman yung medyo tahimik in this set.
Oo, no?
Wala pa siyang points.
Nasikip. Tinaas. And Army's confidence elevated to a good level for their cause here in this third.
It's noticeable with Ateneo that when they're off system, that's when they're more prone to errors.
I think we'll move into the Ateneo timeout this juncture.
Hindi ka na nakapwesto. Bakit sobrang nipis ng targeting mo? Coordination lang yan. Wala ka na sa pwesto eh. Bakit ipipilit mo yung hindi pwede na doon? Diba? Coordination. Wala ka sa pwesto. Anong pwede mong gawin? Ipasok mo yung bola sa kabila, daanin natin sa transition. Okay? Yan, sinasabi sa inyo, namamatayan na tayo ng bola. Puro errors na natin eh. Puro magagaan na bola. Kennedy, mga binibigyan ka lang ng bola na drop ball doon, nagugulat ka pa. Hindi pwedeng ganyan. Sabi sa'yo, walang babaguhin. Aggressive pa rin.
Yes, eh. No na.
Just as I was saying, that when Ateneo is off system, that's when they're forcing some impossible shots or putting too much power in it that it becomes an error for them.
Parang nauso rin of late na stay in system. In the meantime, Army's defensive wall in the trenches beginning to matter here.
And that's, I think, the second shutdown by Gampong on Salarson. Talagang yung matchup nilang dalawa this time.
The reverse. Gampong gets to it. Does he get a set? He's blocked, however. He is blocked. Coach Carolino claiming it was outside. The line judge says inside.
Grabe talaga yung mirroring of these two.
Oh, no.
They're still both Not in the attack points in this set, but the two solid blocks of Gampong and the solid block of Salarzon was against each other.
Parang yun ang mandate ng laro. Check ball or inside, either or. Parang nag-silently, non-verbally sinabi ng mga vets ng Army. Sige, tapos na kayo. Kami naman. Ako, ang baba ng toss ni Torres. Sa toss pa lang, alam mong hindi aakyat eh. Tapos hinabol. Here's Batas, who has had his struggles with his serve. That one soars in. Wide open hole.
And Balwalwa, 2 for 2. The middle.
Five-point lead by the Troopers. And out of reach. Gampong is back in business.
Yeah. And that's his first point since the first set.
As we arrive at the second technical timeout, Army playing a little more together here. You're with us here at the Paco Arena in Manila, the home of the Spikers Turf for 2022. Back after more than 2 years. Watch this last play.
So are we gonna expect a counter-attack from Salarzon after that point by Gampong?
Nasaan si Salarzon?
He's up front. He's in the front line. Although he will be serving if they get this point.
You were saying? One more time around the block. Uh-oh. Free ball. Lampas. It didn't work this time. I love the naughty smile.
It's an error they can afford for now.
Kasi nakuha ni Patrick nung una, ngayon hindi. Sabi niya, sheepishly smiling away. 5-point lead by the Troopers. Nicely done.
That has worked well for Army. Those crossbody quick attack from Balwalwa. Laging ganun yung palo niya eh. His body is oriented towards the cross, but he's gonna hit it crossbody to the line. He's 3 for 3, 100% from the middle right now.
Chill lang to si Rojas. Ano? Chill lang talaga. Saan na nga lang naglaro ito?
I think San Sebastian, if I'm not mistaken. And he serves up an ace. The veterans, definitely the spark plug for Army as a collective.
Yeah, keep your eye on the ball.
And just hitting it high enough that even if he added a lot of wrist action to it,
Mangulabnan and Lienyo, sorry, AJ, will be coming in. Some changes for Ateneo.
so Lienos will be the opposite for now, and they're bringing in Vince Mangulabnan.
Army looks like they have a sturdy lead as of now. Parang Ateneo can't get a rally going, get a string of points together. Rojas has been solid, but just as I say that, he bungles his serve.
Still an error they can afford as they enjoy a 6-point lead.
Interesting this game, how to play from behind, how to play ahead. Ayun, wala sa position si Epsin.
Tapos Labide.
Nakuha yung naunahan. Kumisa una-unahan talaga.
But gotta give a lot of credit to Balwalwa being able to bait the middle, breaking the wall of Ateneo.
Balwalwa, will he serve? They've been pining for that, ano ha? Kanina pa.
And that is Salarzon's first kill since the first set.
Where he had how many?
Where he had around
8 ba?
7 out of 11. But that's the kind of fast pipe attack that you'll see mostly in the international scene.
Wow, Trinidad, the libero, so disappointed that it was bungled. Watch this, huh? Eto, Trinidad gets to it. Paatras siya, no?
Yeah. Llenos thought that Maulabnan will pursue the ball, the second ball. Although he made a motion.
Ah, well done. Combination on target, and why not dance about it?
And Jailo Labide coming alive. That's his third straight kill out of 6 attempts. Up by 8.
Long. Army beginning to march towards the finish line here. Parang si Coach Melvin Carolina can't not use the veterans here today. We need this game to stay alive. The set in play. Not enough to be a regalo for Ateneo. Off-speed attempt. Nako, alam ni Trinidad when it left his hands.
A little too stiff for Trinidad there.
Parang nung binitawan ni Pau, he felt it was out of control, ano?
Yes.
Yung reaction niya, no? Naku, aksidente. Nagawa ng solusyon. Ateneo got a break there.
Yeah.
They were...
Army a little bit celebrated a little too early.
Oh,
They thought that
medyo.
it was an ace. Although by the flight of the ball, you would assume that it is gonna go for an ace.
Now, if you're Ateneo, no matter what happens here, given the score, you want to build momentum for the next set, actually.
Definitely.
Diniinan yung block. Check ball. Uy, with a final touch.
So 3 straight points for Salarzon. He's trying to build momentum here. Although it's still an 8-point mountain to climb.
Taneo. Long. Coach Carolino will utilize the timeout here. We will bring in our cameras and our microphones.
May-cover kagad tayo. Last 2 tayo, last 2.
Kailan natin pumatay dyan. Yung malinis na pagpatay, hindi tayo yung Sasabit sa net, sa ano.
One good receive ulit. Receive ulit sa simula. Tibayan natin.
Oh, ito,
Tibayan
ito.
natin. Atake. Tibay atake tayo.
Oh, ito naman.
Tibay atake ha.
Play kuya, quick, take for ka kuya.
Supportahan natin yung harap.
laban
Supportahan
tayo,
natin yung harap. Army! Supportahan natin yung harap.
(23-16) is the official score here in the third set. If you just happen to drop by, the first two sets going the way of Ateneo Fudgy Bar, 32-30, 25-15. Ateneo, wow! I thought it was too low, but it was perfect.
Yeah. And it's just really the distribution of Ateneo right now. Everybody equally distributed. Torres had 3 out of 4 kills from the middle. Balwalwa, 3 out of 3.
So
Also in the middle.
names that we did not mention in the first
at
two
all.
sets because they didn't play there.
At all.
And the shaking up of the lineup of Army proving to be providential and beneficial to them. They are at set point. Trinidad, Salarzon, too low on the attack. And the third set ends at 25-16 in favor of Army.
Nagsimula ako mag-volleyball nung third year high school talaga ako nag-strive matuto kasi basketball talaga yung laro ko since disappointed ako that time na first year high school ako, maliit ako. So natuto lang ako una, puro dig pass, ganyan. And then pagdating ng third year high school, medyo nagka-hype. Tumangkad na, natuto ng pumalo. So malaki yung naging parte ng volleyball sa akin sa career ko. Nakapagtapos ako ng pag-aaral. And then nakapasok ako sa military na nagbigay sa akin ng trabaho. And kahit paano na-share ko yung talent, skills ko sa ibang mga tao na nangangailangan. And then yung mga tinuturuan ko din. So at least na-inspire ko rin sila.
And we're back for set number 4 between the Army Katingko Troopers and Ateneo Fudgy Bar Blue Eagles. Army coming alive on set number 3 as they fielded in the veterans, while Ateneo had a sort of collapse here in set number 3. They had a good start but not the usual production for their wingers, Pasino, Batas, and Salarzon, all in very low percentage, with Salarzon as the lone bright star with a paltry 3/10 or 30% efficiency. Over on the Army side, it was Ateneo distributing the ball really good for the whole squad. Torres, 3 out of 4, 75%. Balwalwat, 100%, 3 out of 3 for the middles alone. And the Bide had 4 kills out of 7. So all in all, they had much better percentage compared to Ateneo, who out of 26 attempts only had 7 attacks and 4 errors. So that's a really low percentage for them.
Well discussed by AJ Perea here. I saw Coach Timothy Santo Tomas talk to his starting lineup, his main gunners, and I think parang conversation was, tapusin na natin ito.
Because if Army gets this fourth set, then they'll be riding on so much momentum.
Oh, their confidence just changed. Not soared, just changed when they had their veterans on the floor. Out of reach.
So Pasino opens up set number 4. He was nowhere to be seen in set number 3 compared to his set number 2 outing.
Depende din sa ikot no? Pagka hindi nyo nakukuha yung serve, hindi umiikot din yung rotation nyo. In the meantime, big effort by Ateneo, but smarter play on the part of the Army Katinko troopers. Again, just to summarize, first set going Ateneo's way, 32-30, plus the second set at 25-15. The third going the Army's route, 25-16. Lakas. Nako! Torres got into some turbulence in the air and could not adjust his flight.
Mistimed and missed contact. He was trying to swipe the ball down.
Thinking kuminsan yan, thinking of too many things at the same time. But, good valiant effort though. Labida got to it. Here comes the attack. The whip. But Ateneo hits it outside. And Army ties it up here in the fourth at 2.
Gampong just showing some court smarts there. It was a broken play. And instead of just forcing the attack, just use the block to his advantage, which is a stark contrast with which Coach Timmy Santo Tomas has been asking his team, that when it's a broken play or off-system play, just put the ball in, no need to force the issue.
Yes. Ganda ng ilag ni Salarson. We have Ateneo slightly up against a more confident side of the Army here. Coach Santo Tomas directing the direction of the serve. In the meantime, net touch by Army.
Balwalwa once again trying to do that cross-body attack, but just couldn't break his momentum.
And that contact with the net, which is not allowed, gives Ateneo a 2-point lead.
Once again, they're targeting the line of zone 5.
Uy. Ateneo managing that one. Rejected. Recalibrated. Reset. Adjust. Good recovery by Army. Another long rally, the second. Salarzon managing to get Gampong to hit out.
Ball as it was a little too short for Salarzon. Had to put some forward momentum in that approach.
Kennedy Batas. Blocking, which is one of Ateneo's assets in the first and second sets, may have made a comeback here.
Yeah, and all started with that strong serve from Batas. Like, that was a really good serve.
It creates the ricochet effect, no? Yun, no? Yung ganon, no?
Yeah, and it puts Army way of system.
Because they have to manage the power first, no? Excellent pick up that time by Lance De Castro. And into the open space goes Salarzon.
And this is the guy who made wonders in the first set. A little silent in second and third, but now 2 out of 3 early on here in set number 4.
Cut shot. Batas. Third straight serve. This one out. And I'm sure you'll take that, AJ.
I'll take that. I'll take that. Definitely. And it goes back to our first set discussion where even if he's doing a lot of service errors, no need to change that. Just encourage it and to pay off.
Parang archer din just shoot those arrows. In the meantime, the quick stays down. Ito, si Gopio silently making his contribution to Ateneo's effort to score its first win of the tournament. We'll take a short break here. We have our
Tomas. The Ateneo Fujibar Blue Eagles erased all their memories regarding their stats and number of errors in the last game and in the last sets. Now, head coach Timmy urged the boys to have that hungry mindset, be hungry for that ball, want the ball. And nakikita naman natin na gusto talaga nilang manalo in today's game. Back to you guys.
Kala ko sasama pa niya yung see the ball, be the ball. Di ba? Yung ganun teaching. Namatay sa tubig yung bola. Hindi naman kasalanan ni Pasino. And Army gets back into the scoring column. They now are down with the serve at 4-8. Nawala yung yung nonchalant cavalier attitude ng Army, no? Because they took that third set, bigla okay.
Medyo nag-fizzle.
The libero did not properly file out or punch out. Gopio serve in play. Kept in play by Salarzon. Adjust in the air. Pasino says, do not return to me. Talagang tinitigan yung bola eh. Di ba your mind is saying, wag kang babalik, wag kang babalik.
Yeah.
Wag kang babalik. Look at this. Look at Pasino here.
Well, that was the timeout of Coach Timmy. See the ball.
See the ball. Be the ball. 10-4 here. But Ateneo not yet out of the woods here. If Army recovers its sense of urgency, which we saw in the previous set. Gopio has provided some points here.
Yeah. Even in the previous sets, he was the lone bright star in set number 3. Set number 2, he was 3 for 3. In the middle, had a service ace also.
Fujibar, Ateneo Fujibar with a 7-point lead. Problematic play there.
Hey, I get that they're trying to go for a speedier play to the back, but the contact was just low.
And parang misdirected yung set, Hindi malinaw ang path. Army down currently by 6. They will call this a lift.
Yeah. Ball was way low. Ball was way low.
What's the right term? Passing error? We call it just a lift, di ba?
Yeah. It's a lifting violation. That's the third service error for Army. Something that they cannot afford now.
Not now, not now. Not even, actually. And Ariel Balawala. Tama ba yan?
Balwalwa.
Balloa. Okay. Interesting tongue twister. I'll get the hang of it. In the meantime, Uy has been on the floor at a longer stretch compared to the other libero.
Yeah. Labide making something out of an unideal
Yeah.
situation. We've been targeting, Ateneo has been targeting Rojas. He's not known for his passing efficiency.
The set. Back row attack. Gampong was there to set it up. It is rejected and reset. Taneo pushes it over. Go tracks it down. Batas! It'll go to Ateneo. Net touch, I believe. Net contact.
Batas is having a heyday right now, even if Army didn't commit that net touch. What a sharp angle. Although Uy was there.
You know, when Ateneo is able to use those angles, they're in a good place. It's not really the power. And now Ateneo jumps to a 7-point lead.
And another great defensive stop for Ateneo, starting off with a really good serve. Well placed, with enough power, putting Army off system, so it's easier for the blockers of Ateneo to read the set play.
Wow, excellent work today by the Ateneo libero. De Castro. Rojas. Combination. Is it out? Yes, it is. Uh-oh. Is it? Yes, it is. Capiraso.
Yeah, just a little too sharp on the angle. But they can afford it. They have a 6-point lead and their motion is more fluid.
Labide's serve. The set by Go. Salarzon flies. Rojas reaches for it. It's rejected. Batas with a sneaky smile after celebrating and enjoying that moment.
And at this point, I would consider to put more or give more attempts to Gampong if I were Taneo, because
they need production.
Yeah, and Kennedy and Absin combined in the right side is like the two tallest players of Ateneo.
Problematic passing by Army. And Ateneo reaches the second technical timeout ahead. 16-8. Back quickly. Against the Navy Sea Lions. Short tournament, ladies and gentlemen, and these two teams that you have on your picture right now still pining, looking for their very first win after 3 starts. This is their 4th.
I think the next games are the front runners of this tournament.
The
top 4.
That is inside. Army gets a break. Si Rojas is just trying to inject some spirit, some more fun because they're so serious here. Well, they did not start well.
Yeah, they didn't. Compared to set number 3.
We've got Torres all set. This is Tonics. Uh-oh. Opportunity. The other direction. Excellent digging by Army in this last 2 sequences, and it was about to happen. Yun, double contact.
Double contact, yeah. Very obvious. Very obvious. Let's see if...
Madalas pag hindi setter talaga, doon talaga ang ano. At saka kita naman, yung spin ng bola, hindi diretso eh.
And the sound.
Meron ano. Gampong ending up with a toss to the other part of the universe. It flies. Back row.
Yeah.
Ateneo's been called for that at least 3 times here today. Salarzon. Bilis ng bawi. Bilis ng bawi.
And Gopio delivering the goods when needed. He's 2 for 2 in the middle.
Some of the starters are going to be back on the floor. We have Gampong, I think, getting his first rest here today. Tanaya would also sit down.
So this is to ensure that they still have a full front line.
Ateneo with an 8-point lead. Salarzon. Monster serve. Ateneo is now 2. Boy, just marching slowly into the home stretch. Coach Melvin Carolino will use a timeout here.
Nawawala yung aggressiveness natin. Ngayon simulan ulit natin sa umpisa. Ha? Simulan natin. First ball. Ha? Pag may aggressiveness, excitement, may happy ending. Eh nasaan na yung aggressiveness at saka yung excitement? Nawawala. Simulan yun.
19-10 here in the 4th set. 2 sets to 1 lead by Ateneo Fujibar Blue Eagles. Both teams winless so far in the tournament. Salarzon missing the target there. Was that Salarzon? Tama ako?
Yes, Salarzon. But once again, I'll take that. Even if they have 2 service errors, they have 2 service aces. So it's just break even.
Joshua Barica returns. Rojas takes a break.
So half of the first 6 or the starter 6 is now back. Silang Abdul Majid and Barica. That one I won't take. 4 service errors for Army.
I'm thinking about Army and their outlook, and they're playing against younger opponents, and boy, hawa-hawa na. 3 straight errors from both sides. 20-12. Kubico getting some advice from Timothy Santo Tomas, the coach of Ateneo. Taas masyado. Walang pitik.
Yeah, hindi solid yung contact sa kamay eh.
Flat na flat.
Yeah.
Do you
Although-
know it when it leaves your hand? You know?
Yeah.
You sense it,
Yeah.
no?
If it doesn't touch the whole palm. and-
It's also the
Yeah,
sound.
the sound also. And medyo gigigil si Amil dun kasi it was a single block.
Oh,
That's the 5th for Army.
Balawa getting into some service difficulties there. 21-13. Ariel Balawa. Here's Emango. Off the blockers. Go sets. Not quite. Pasino trying to stay out of the path of the ball, ended up hitting it.
Yeah, a little too short for the set, knowing that he is a left-handed hitter, hitting from the left pin. Would have been nice if Go naitulak pa sana towards the antenna to really maximize his left hitting arm.
Interesting ang challenges ng setter, ano? Yung basa, yung endless reading of the capabilities, the position. Ooh.
Kennedy Batas with the hammer.
And Army trying to get something out of this. They're trying to question something.
I think with the taunting after the hit.
When you're behind, suddenly everything is amplified.
Yes.
No? Ateneo. Adjustment. The quick! Oh, cleanly done. Probably the cleanest hit of the evening.
From the middle for Ateneo.
Army will utilize a timeout here.
Tayo, ha? Sabi ko na, wala pa nananalo. Ha? Sige, walang bibitaw. Aggressiveness pa rin. Simulan ulit natin sa sa first ball ulit, ha? One good receive.
Wait lang.
Ganun lang. Laban.
Smile ulit tayo. Yung kabila, ang first ball nila, inaangat na lang. Yung open spiker nila, hindi na namimili. Papaluin na lang nila. Ganun ang gawin natin. Tara! Ganun muna ang gawin natin. Army! Isa wala kasi talaga tayo first ball.
We have the count at 23-14. Serve belongs to the Ateneo Fajibar Blue Eagles. Amil Pasino Jr. with the serve. Wala, no? Parang introduction voice over lang nangyari, no?
Yeah, the timeout. They were saying first ball, but yeah. Services for Ateneo just too much for Army right now.
And they are at match point. It was the toss was too much in front of him, I suppose.
And the contact. Once again, it's not a full follow-through.
Saka naghabol siya.
Yeah.
Hinahabol niya. The Army saves one match point. Labida will be serving. J-Lo's serve in play. Not exactly the most exciting or dramatic way to end, but if you're winning for the first time, you'll take it.
Yeah, definitely. And save for set number 3, Ateneo had a really good outing today. They were serving well. They were putting a lot of pressure on the floor of
again, Doc AJ. And we look forward to seeing all of you again when we return on Tuesday and the rest of the week. The men's volleyball game, alive and well-spirited and buoyant here in your Spikers turf.